there we go. We are live. So I can say in on another conscious evolution, another opportunity for us to consider how the things we love shape us. I had this moment today in preparation with thinking about today's stream. And one thing that came up as a poignant part of my experience, and it's the things that I loved, valued, was gravitating towards as a child. And how, even though I'm an adult right now, because of my love for certain things as a child, I am who I am right now. I have been irreversibly changed by the things that I chose to love. Unbeknownst to me, beknownst to me, I'm not sure. But it is definitely one of those things. The thing you love will change you. And it makes it, at least that's kind of the direction I'm going in. Makes it important what we choose to love. But also at the same time, I want to talk about whether or not we choose to love things. Do you choose to love something? Or is the loving of something something that comes natural? Right. To give my immediate childlike example is technology. From I can remember, like from the earliest of ages, I was so drawn towards technology. And my dad gave me access to a computer when I think I was 6 years old. He had this big box computer that he got for work purposes, I think. No, please fly. And this machine taught me how to use a computer, essentially. And that definitely kind of put this wheel in motion that is my obsession of technology. Then there was this obsession with my childlike self of a cell phone. The cell phones at that point was still like the Nokia 3310s. But even then, I wanted one. I wanted a Nokia 3310. I was like, this is cool, bro. It has Snake on it and stuff. Who doesn't want to play Snake? I want to play Snake. My parents never got me one of those. Then the technology kept maturing right in front of my eyes. My dad would get laptops for work again, so I got to see with my own perspective the progression from this box computer to this thick laptop that's kind of slow to a faster laptop with longer battery, like getting to see slowly but surely with my childlike eyes how this thing is evolving right in front of me. And then there was this moment with the smartphone era coming online. The iPhone had already existed for quite a while at that point, but the iPhone never captured my childlike imagination because it felt very blocky, felt very packaged, right? It didn't feel very future. It felt like a bunch of things we already knew how to do put together. But then Samsung, I should show you the phone, what I'm talking about. Hey Google, show me the Galaxy S1. Samsung came out with this cell phone. No, what are you doing? Hey Google, Galaxy S1. Here we go. Is this the cell phone? No, I'm not thinking about this cell phone. I'm thinking about the S3. Because that's the one my dad got, right? So at that point, both iPhone and Samsung have been going about it. The S1 and the S2 weren't that nice to me. But then this phone came out. And I know it looks so dated at this point of our journey. But goodness me, it felt like the future. This exact one. This is the exact one my dad had. That cell phone. This entire thing was a glass front, so it felt smooth. Like you had like smooth all the way. That button was very nice and clicky, and I think it might have also been like a fingerprint scanner or something. I'm not sure if it was by then, but it felt like, there we go, disconnected for a second. Because this is the story that technically inspired today's stream topic. Because it was this specific life that I feel has shaped me irreversibly in many ways. You can anthem, something just bit me. My dad gets this cell phone. I think at this point, I am, yeah, at this point, I'm in high school. So, already getting there, getting a little bit older. He brings this, and I'm not spending that much time at home. And then he brings the cell phone for me to see it for the first time while I'm visiting Heinrich. I talked about Heinrich yesterday. I'm like staying with him, we're like playing games and stuff, and then my dad tells me he's outside the gate, and then he shows me this device, and I'm like, Yossi. Because again, like this is the first time I was seeing this in my world, right? Like I've known about iPhones. I've seen people with S1s, Galaxy S1s, and then the S2 I think like went pretty much under the radar, and then the 3 was the first like real flagship upgrade of like USC. This thing is now nice. And then my dad having this thing, and then getting to spend time with it, and then this is the story. I keep being long-winded with it. I get to hold on to this phone, right? Like my dad gives it to me, and I ask him, can I take a stroll with it? And I literally just walk around holding it. I'm not even joking, and it feels good. I don't understand. I still wonder what it is, that like gave me that feeling. But just almost like the holding of this piece of tech on a cellular level maybe informed myself that something is different, that something had changed, and that I am now holding that change in my hand, metaphorically speaking, if you will. And I was 14, and that feeling, that mindset, that way of being has irreversibly changed me. My love of technology in that way has changed me, and has made me the person that I am in large part, has made me capable of the things that I'm doing right now. I got a bunch of work done again today. And even though I'm doing a lot, it's not easing my anxieties. It's just making me feel anxious about other things, which is good. It's good because now I don't feel anxious about not doing anything. I feel anxious about being able to do the thing, right? Which is better, I think. I'm shaped by food, weed, and animal snuggles. Aren't we all, bruh? Aren't we all? Check self. No part of me is starship shaped, but I do fucking love them. Starship? Like from Star Trek? I'm thinking, I am shaped by puppies and music. Aren't we all? Hi, peeps. Hey, Nancy. It's nice having you here, too. And I am now holding that change in my hand. Before smartphones, we weren't so enmeshed and updated on our world. I think there is something to be said about the new perspective that grants us. I agree. I agree, Sam. I'm shaped by nature, doggos, music, art, and laughter. That's nice. I feel in that way, technology, the internet, has given us access to nature, to doggos, to music, to art, and to things that make us laugh. A bunch of other stuff as well, but definitely a bunch of that. That whole knowing where we are, and knowing where we're going thing. It changes when we have this constant line on us to the world. It's true. It's true. I wonder if I look back. This is a thought that I went through, I think 2 days ago. If I look back at the way I'm doing things right now, or maybe let's say a analytical psychologist had to look back 50 years from now at the Meltmore saga, this thing that we're doing right now, and had to analyze it from a point of is this psychologically healthy? I don't know what they'll say. what they'll say. A part of me wants to think that, hey, no, it's not healthy. But at the same time, human beings are doing a bunch of things that are not healthy to us. So is this something that I am? I do wonder about these things. Oh man. My internet seems to be a little bit unstable. We have this magic device that advances our perspective, and we mostly use it to look up pictures of cats and get into fight strangers over pizza toppings. I don't. I don't do either of those things. I unironically don't like looking at pictures of cats. And this is again one of those perspectives, those the things you love and like you are shaped by kind of things. There was this one time where I went down the rabbit hole of having a lion's experience. And I was alone at home. I think it was a relatively big dose. Pretty sure it was. And there was this intention of mine to just be calm for a little bit. I I embraced the experience, and then I spent some time scrolling Reddit, which I highly disincentivize. I do not advise that you do that. And I was on Reddit, and I would just see cat post after cat post after cat post, after cat doing this thing, after cat doing that thing. And I felt this sense of, geez, I'm seeing a lot of cats right now. Seems like an uncharacteristic amount of cats. And then I turned my phone off. And then I tried to meditate with my eyes closed, just being there in that moment. And then I want to say, taken. I am taken by visuals of a cat fractal universe. Right? So imagining the extremes of consciousness reaching a certain way of being. And if cats had to go to the extremes of their consciousness and reach a way of being, what that would look like. And it felt like my brain was being used to make that reality by giving so much of my attention to the cats. And it messed with me that whole trip. It did unironically mess with me. It felt like the cats were stealing my soul energy. And that is technically what we're talking about today in Stream Topic, that the things you like or love, you're giving your soul energy to. I wanted to say take your, but no, you are giving your soul energy to that thing. Because again, it is something that you love. So you only have so much of this energy, this resource called time. And you are giving that energy and this resource called time to this thing that you love. That's kind of wild. That is, at least to me, a wild concept that we can love something. And because of that love, be shaped by it, be transformed by it. I don't like looking at pictures of cats. Joy Vive, you know what to do. I think Joy Vive is probably resting a little bit. She didn't let us know that she's not going to be there, but she was sick for a while. And she did mention. She did. I'm not laughing at the situation. I'm laughing at other people seeing comments, and I'm like, yeah, yeah. How about that? How about the things we love and how they shape us? One of the things that I definitely love is Mary Jane. I have loved her for a long time. And in this relationship that I'm in, you have to question whether or not this relationship is good for you. Is this relationship one that serves both parties? I, as a farmer, grow and nurture and take care of this plant. And this plant, as a medicine, grows and nurtures my soul in turn. But, and this is where the but comes in for me, There has to be some sort of balance. And I am always trying to reach that balance in my way of being. I think I see Jovan here saying good day, mateys. Good day to you. This is a massive seed. Look at the size of this thing. I don't know if that is going to translate well, but part of me wants to plant it, part of me wants to keep it. Pew! Try and grow, little one. Good day, mateys. Bless again. We have Loizana blessing our friends. It's nice having you here too. Connor, bless you, friend. I don't know if I've said hi to you just yet, but I'm seeing your name. Yeah! 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 How about that? How about these things that we love? These things that we love. My love of the earth. My love of nature. My love of the creatures on her. My love of flowers. My love of technology. My love of personal space. I want my technology to reach a point where I have nano machines so I can reach these freaking flies, move faster than they can move. I'm breathe. Yes, calm. Nancy, that's pretty close to my list too. Trees, birds, music, art, laughter, swimming, a good campfire. I wonder, Loizana, as you list those things, do they make you feel better? Reading them makes me feel better, at least a little bit. Thinking about it from this perspective of how I am, in a way, being shaped minusculely by those things as I'm reading them. Because trees, I love trees. Thinking about how I've been shaped by trees. Birds, I love birds. And then, music and art and laughter and swimming in a good campfire. Jobot, yeah, with a little blue heart and a blue burb. You do know. Adding some warmth. Oh, and doggos, of course. Of course, the doggos must be there. This strain is called pistachio. It is kind of nutty. Like if there was some sort of nut flavored cereal. I don't know if you have OTs in America. Yeah. My intention. My intention is to be shaped by the things that I love. And to shape the things that I love. Because I feel like there is definitely a certain level of responsibility we have to take in loving things as well. Thinking about the word fandom. That the fandom of something that is conventionally within general popularity loved can be ruined by that fandom as well. That the way that it is loved can make it hard for other people to love it as well. I think that is something that's pretty interesting, at least. How have you changed the things that you love? Hmm. The word that's arising in my experience is appreciation. That you can change the things you love just by appreciating them a little bit more. 1% more. If you appreciate the things you love 1% more today, literally, by definition, you have been changed and it has been changed by you. I like that. I do like that. Appreciating myself a little bit for that. Do you appreciate yourself enough? I either really don't appreciate myself or I don't think about it. And then there are these small little moments where we allow ourselves some appreciation. It's almost like you have to psychologically hype yourself up, consciously evolve yourself towards appreciating yourself. And even then it's fleeting. Even then it's linked to a certain time frame, linked to a certain metric of achievement, linked to certain likes and dislikes. Yeah, bringing it back to today's stream topic is true. What we like or don't like, what we love or don't love. LA, I forget that I love swimming in the ocean. Qualifier, an ocean that doesn't require a wetsuit because of the temperature. South Africa has a lot of oceans like that. Nancy, like a bunch of them. I haven't seen the ocean in going on 5 years, going on 6 years. I have not seen the ocean. Last time I saw the ocean was before I went to China. Like 3 months before I went to China. And I went to China in 2019. Wow. Yeah, it's time to go to the ocean again. My cousin is getting married this December. I don't know if he's getting married close to the ocean. Part of me wants to believe that he is. Yeah, here it is. I'm trying to. Yeah, here it is. I'm not seeing any ocean, so it's probably. Oh my goodness! No, it's far from the ocean. Okay, so I won't be going to the ocean this December. It's also gonna be a Christmas, a family Christmas. I'm seeing my grandma, or at least she asked me if she's seeing me, and I said, I'll make it happen. All right, back to comments. The ocean. Has my love of the ocean shaped me? Not much. I think, again, I didn't really have the chance to form a proper relationship with the ocean. I always loved it. I always really enjoyed going to the ocean. See toe gaan. We're going to the ocean. Ons gaan see toe gaan. Again, as we were going to the sea, as we were driving to the ocean, My kid self would be almost more stoked about the fact that I could watch something in the car. And no matter where I went as a teenager, I would take my computer with me or my cell phone. I'm thinking about how my teenage self and how, with a cell phone in my hand, I really quickly reached a point of amnesty. Is that the right word? Hey, Google, define amnesty. I had this energy of not really caring too much about where I find myself because as long as, well, as long as there was an internet connection, I would pretty much be fine anywhere. Amnesty, an official pardon for people. No, 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 no. Definitely not the right word. Animosity, disregard to places. I didn't see the point of driving somewhere. Curious. My mind is being like, yes. The things that I like. I really like sharing things with you friends. So as I'm thinking about this idea of going to different places and thinking about the value that I assign to it now at this point in my life, there is some value in it due to the fact that you friends will be there to experience it with me. So in that way, my experiences have literally gained more value. Watching this while driving. Sending your lovings. Pay attention to the road, Joe. I know you are. I know you listen for the most part. Going somewhere else. All of this driving we do. I really look forward to having self-driving cars, Joe. But that is probably gonna still be pretty expensive for a while. Give ourselves like 5 more years. Thinking about the amount of human time that has been spent just sitting in a car behind another car or just on an open road, getting somewhere else. I don't want to be here right now. I want to be there. You have it in your mind's eyes. You keep moving there slowly but surely. Maybe it's not even a want or not want thing. It could be a matter of someone else wants me there, and I want to give them what they want. We want me to be there. Also, another energy. And there is love to be had, right? You can love traveling as well. Some people do. I, in part, enjoy the scenery, the novelty that comes with getting to see things as I'm driving. But I really do not appreciate the added risk to my life and the expenditure that comes, the low hum stress that something might happen, the on guard, the alertness that you have to have. I think that is aging us a little bit as well as a species, probably. I traveled 7,200 kilometers in that vehicle this year. I'm gonna do the conversion for you in miles. 4,481. Let's say 4,444 miles has been driven in that vehicle. It's gotten me where I needed to go every time. And I like that. All right, that's something that I like. How am I shaped by these experiences, though? because I feel the fact that I've been driving this year has definitely added a lot more car induced thoughts in my mind than normal. I don't think we should each have a car. I don't think that's helpful, right? Making I think there probably has already been 8 billion cars. Hey Google, what's the total amount of cars that have been produced up until today? Mm. Okay, that's just 2023. In total, yeah. Globally, every year. I'm asking for totals. Don't you know what in total means? Currently on the world roads. There is 1.4 billion cars just on the roads today. I'm gonna have to ask a language model, aren't I? No problem. I have paid for this one for this month because I've been using it for works. Hey ChatGPT, I'm having this conversation about how it's silly that every single person on planet Earth wants to slash needs to have a vehicle. And in this questioning, I wonder how many vehicles have been produced in total, i.e., how many vehicles are on planet Earth right now. Hey, Goo! The setting you're in looks gorgeous. Yay! I did set it up this way with these little cactuses and little fluffy bits and this red one. I did. No, thank you. Thank you, Goo. For your eyes, feast, eat, like and love. Let it be shaping use. Of course, today's stream topic is about how these experiences we like and we love do shape us. That there is these bars in your mind about what you like, and I wonder about that. And I did like this scene as well. So the fact that you're there with me, yeah, makes you look slightly even more gorgeous, sir, but not too much more. Just like that extra bump, bro. That extra bumper percentage counts. I need to go do stuff. Going to lurk mode. Love you, Nancy. Going to vote and pick up a sexy new chainsaw sharpener. Nice. Go and get that vote in, bro. And Camilla Harris with the win. Hoping to keep it till 357,000 miles. Nice. That's a lot of miles. 157,000 miles on this truck. That's a great number. Can do my job without a car, homie. Preferably a truck. Yeah, I'm not saying that you need to not have a car. I'm thinking about the amount of self-judgment I have upon myself for not, liquidating, selling my PC and buying myself a car kind of mentality, right? Which is more important? And again, today's stream topic is about these things that we love, really love, shape us. And I have more love for technology and computers than I have love for cars and combustion. And in that way, I have gravitated towards a certain way of being. And even if I get myself a nice car or a car at all, most of the time it will exist standing still somewhere. That will be the majority of its existence. However, a computer, most of its existence, if I had no other obligations and no people that want to talk to me, if you will, and even if people want to talk to me, I can use my computer for that as well, but that's beside the point. I would keep my PC on for 12 hours a day, every day, essentially. It could do things in the background as well. It doesn't have to be used by me directly. Point I'm trying to make is use case and how the things that we've loved have shaped us. 1.5 billion vehicles exist worldwide. So we need to quadruple our output to reach the amount of vehicles that there are people on Earth. Yeah, the ride-sharing model already changed things a lot, and the self-driving taxis that are coming is going to change things a big amount as well again. But I'm not living in that age just yet. That's the joke. Right? I think A vehicle is supposed to be something you buy once every 10 or 20 years. Ideally, right? Ideally, you drive this thing for a very long time, for thousands and thousands of miles. It serves you. It's doesn't have built-in obsolescence. It's made to last. And fortunately, the electric drivetrains and energy systems we're using right now, LFP batteries, for example, they are built to last a very long time. So, yeah, 2026. Regrounding myself. I'm voting today too. Nice. It's a provincial election here, and it's too close to call. I'm on pins and needles. LA, really? It's that close? What the fuck? Bless. Thank you for voting. Best of luck, Rabbit. I'm on pins and needles because of the stupidity of the American system. But what can I do? It ain't made for me. It is moving that way, slowly but surely, like that at least. If you're voting for the right people, that is. Towards a more perfect union implies that we will indeed slug us through some shit before getting there, Duck. Wear your fucking waders. Yeah, good morning, Maula. Bless you, friend. Sam, I want to put on my fight in boots, not my wading boots. Stuff needs to get friends revolution. You should sell your car and buy 4 EUCs. It's not my car, and that car is worth half an EUC. Right? If you had to go dollar for dollar, if I sell that, I can buy one half of one EUC, and I couldn't sell it because it's not mine. I'm the only one that has a license, so I've been driving it, and it has functionally been my vehicle, but physically, when it comes to legislation or laws or property ownership, it's not my vehicle, so I cannot sell it. So I'll have to be without one again when I move out, right? And that's definitely something I'm aware of. I'm like, oh yes, interesting. No, 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 no. It's gonna happen. You should sell John's car and buy 4 EUCs and stick them together as a four-wheeled vehicle and tell us it's not a car over and over again. I'd watch that show. That sounds hilarious. I want pins and needles about yours too. Oh yeah. If we want to rebel like friends, we have to be hardened like friends. They stop hauling garbage and stop going to work. They trade their suffering in for a better life down the road. They're hardcore. Yeah, I think it's a matter of comfort and convenience. Revolution, changing the world, isn't comfortable or convenient. And our entire way of living has been cornerstoned, built upon comfort and convenience. We like it. We love it, in fact, and it has shaped us. It has shaped all of us, unfortunately. That being said, we still do have power, and there are still people that are taking a step forward to actually make a difference. The internet has helped us, challenged us, for sure, but has helped us in many ways. Just getting to actually know things about the candidates we're voting for example. I hope that helps. I hope it helps. I'm sure it will. I'm sure it is helping. I think if there was no internet, let's do this as a thought experiment. It does go both ways, but let's do this as a thought experiment. If there was no internet, yeah, actually, if there was no internet, but only conventional, traditional media, so televised media, right? There was never an internet, just televised media. The candidate in America that would be disastrous if he won would absolutely have won today, right? If there was no internet, like absolutely, like no no shadow of a doubt in my mind. If it was just televised media, he would have won with a landslide, right? Vice versa, the fact that we live in the era where there is an internet now means that there's a lot more of us that have access to the everything, not just to what this thing is showing you right now in this moment, but to the everything that's available there. And iteratively, right? It remembers. It remembers. You can't get away with things in the same way. I'm exhausted by the state of our politics, and I've always been since I began to be able to comprehend them. You wanna not think politics? Look at this bug, gobbledygoo. Look at this dude. Look at this. Hey, don't bite me, bro. I'm not for biting. I saw its little mandibles open up over me. It did think I was food for a second, so it's kind of my fault. Because I am kind of soft and gooey. Don't you fucking dare. Oh, I see it kind of smelling my... No! I could see its sensors being like, is this edible? Can I try? And it wouldn't hurt that much. It would be like a little pinch. But I don't want to feel a little pinch. Okay, I don't like that. Yeah. Yeah, how about that? How about that for changing the topic? My dog came up for lovin's and I feel gooder. Yeah, me too. Thank you for sharing some of that love remotely. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, this feels good. This feels good. There is a lot to look forward to in our future. There's a lot to be concerned about in our future too. I think way more of a concern or a thing to think about, and maybe even this whole political clown show that's going on right now is in part a distraction to the real thing that's happening, right? We are birthing super intelligent entities right now. Right now. It's happening right now, right? It just happened again, probably, and just again. And that's what's happening right now. And that's significantly bigger of a deal than who's going to sit in the White House. Even though it is a big deal who sits in the White House, it is. It very much is just a formality. Thank goodness. Thank goodness it is. Because if, the person that had that role earlier had actual, true, all encompassing power, it would have been a lot worse for America as well if the whole January thing. Thank goodness people can make decisions for themselves too and say no, actually no. How about no? How about no, bro? So in that way, I believe there's a lot of hope. I think if we were going to live the worst kind of timeline, we would already be living the worst kind of timeline. And the fact that there's any love to be had at all, even only for a moment a day, even only when your dogger comes up to come and give you some lovin's, that is love enough for me. I'll see this through. I'll see this through even if it's hard. No going down the slide, your friends. That exhaustion is engineered, goop, and it is to disenfranchise otherwise active voters, to urge them to stay at home on voting day, to be uninformed. Being too tired to fight is how the bad people win. The bad people. The bad people is, I feel, too ambiguous. Right? Who are the bad people? I think a better word would be corporate interests. That one feels a little bit more poignant and apt. Corporate interests. If you keep your eyes shut and don't pay attention to what we're doing, we can do a bunch of things before you realize what we're doing. And if you knew what we were doing, you would not want us to do the thing we're doing. But because you don't know what we're doing, we get to do more of it. And as much of it as long as we can. And we'll try and snowball it hard enough so that you can't do anything about it anymore. Right? And in that way, like, we don't have a government problem, we have an accountability problem. How about that? It is true, though. It is true. I'm a 20-something-year-old kid, but this internet thing has shown me that accountability is real, but also kind of iffy right now, the way we're doing it, and it's messing with a lot of our morality, and again, it's bringing up that exhaustion of like, oh, how are people doing these things and getting away with it, kind of feeling, right? I'm reminded of a phrase about free will. We have the freedom to choose, but not the freedom to choose what the options are. All options lately make me feel yucky. The freedom to choose, but not the freedom to choose what the options are. Instinctively, I want to disagree with you, Gabadygoo, because I feel we in part have more choices in what freedoms we choose than ever before. It might not be a whole choice, as in the thing you choose might not end up taking all of the time you have as you might want it to, but at the same time, you have freedoms that no person before you could have even imagined. You have more freedoms than kings and queens in some aspects. I'm bringing myself back to this centering topic of what is it that you like, and acknowledging that what it is you like will shape you. And it's also something that you want to be shaped by, as in you want to spend time in this thing that you like, to grow, to progress, to see where it leads you from a soul journey perspective. And it can feel very disheartening to not be able to do that, even for a second sometimes. Even for a second. And we're spending way more than a second not doing what we love these days. I do believe that that's going to be where the real shift in humanity happens, is that over the next 20 years, there's going to be a gradual reforming in our collective minds the idea of what we're supposed to be doing, what is valuable, what is essential, what needs to be prioritized. And robotics and AI and extreme advances in material science and 3D printers and batteries and solar panels, etc., etc., is going to be a large part of that equation. And that's the thing that I think a lot of people aren't really taking into consideration, that yes, these things have existed in part, but they are all becoming so mature so quickly, so well dispensed, so accessible to every single human being, that what we value is rapidly changing. What we love, what we like, is rapidly changing. And it is, a weird give and take in my mind right now with what the internet is projecting onto us, what is likable and what is unlikable. But at the same time, what is likable and what is unlikable is almost a science. It's not even just a matter of preference. It is still sometimes a matter of preference, but there is a certain science and math behind like and dislike as well. And we are shaped by that algorithm, by that math, by that equation that is ourselves, our own weights and biases. It is kind of surreal. We have the freedom to choose, but not the freedom to choose what the options are. Reminds me of you can either have peace or freedom, but not both. I'm missing some. I'm gonna read the rest. I find I'm in a red town, but my election judge had painted fingernails, and he was a big gay actor. There's hope, lol. Love is true. That is pretty cool. Uh, which one of you sucked less is not a question I enjoy asking myself, but it's necessary. There's some shit that is outside of our control, but our awareness of it, the magnitude, makes us forget. Some shit we don't get to do anything about. But this. Yeah, it's like a wildfire. Right. Like, you cannot do something about that. If you had a helicopter with a water scoop, maybe you could. But you, as just a person watching a tree 15 times bigger than you engulfed in flames, like, that's not something that you are equipped to handle. And just that example is minuscule in comparison to a metaphorical country that's on fire, right? And in that way, there is a certain bracing of the self that's happening in our collective species, and a melting away of the parts of us that's no longer sustainable, no longer acceptable, no longer liked, no longer makes us feel a sense of love towards, right? And it is, at least, fortunately, in part financially incentivized. That the better option, the more humane option, the more loving option, is becoming cheaper and cheaper and cheaper to the point where it will be cheaper than the inhumane, hard way of doing things. It's just a matter of time. Just a matter of time. I am so impatient. Can I tell you? So very impatient. Because I feel like it's almost, again, in the same way, Sam, the only thing I can do. And that's almost the only thing that we can do. Maybe that's what we've been told. The only thing you can do right now is wait. I'm thinking about this dichotomy of how we have been taught how to have this instant gratification, and at the same time, we have to wait for certain things. We have to wait for our instant gratification almost. Hmm. There's a lot of room for conspiracy, but I'm not really down to go down that rabbit hole right now. Yeah, so how are they getting away with it? Money talks, but it also hushes. It also uh, hangs people in their prison cells, and turns the camera off. I don't know if this is good for my algorithm, but it is true. Siobhan, that is whole long lecture, and I'd love to give it. Dang, you friends. It's nice going down these rabbit holes with you. I do like it, and it has shaped me. It has changed me. It has informed the way that I want to be. I'm going for the max clumsy run through. Any percentage. You see, I have this weird thing that's happening in my right ear, where it feels. This is a weird way to describe it, but imagine if you could pop a soda can underneath the water, and you were above the water, and you could hear the sound underneath the water of that soda can popping, like a kunk, like a pew, like a wonk, cling. I don't know how to not the cling, just like a kunk. That sound at a low volume is happening, but it also has a tactile, like a physical, a visceral experience as well in my ear. Makes that little sound, and it feels like a bubble. Feels like something is thrown against my eardrum or something. I don't know why I'm sharing that, but I haven't been able to share it. I've not told anyone about that, and it's been happening a lot, and I feel like it's good that I got it off my chest. Be gone with you, little clonk. How are they getting away with it? The short answer is it's literally a cult. They worship him, and it's gotten to the point where he doesn't need to pay them. They'll do it for love. It's true though. Love is true. Even in those case scenarios. That's the thing that's wild about truth, is it doesn't discriminate. It's just true always, everywhere. Just saw a little dragonfly flying past me. Yeah. Yeah, it's truth. His followers seem to have been shaped by what they fear and hate rather than what they love. It's true. And in that way, they love seeing someone that's giving voice to that part of them that's in that fear and state of hatred. Right? So it gives them a sense of familiarity. It makes them feel seen. Makes them feel like they're voting for themselves. Right? That's the thing. Or how are they like Archer? Trump's very existence gives people permission to be their worst selves. Yeah. I don't even know if it's permission. It's just like it's a mirror. It's like a mirror of like, I can be, a predator to women and kids alike and still become president of the United States. Right? Like that sets a weird precedent. That was unintentional, but it's perfect. Yes. Yes. Love is true. It is. Right? We'll look back at this age as well with a sense of, holy shit, how did we make it through all of that? And then we'll be like, love is true. It's like, oh yeah, goodness, thank goodness it was. Thank goodness we continue to love. Star Mother? Didn't today's stream topic literally? Yeah. So Sam's first comment on today's streams was, checks self. No part of me is starship saved. Starship shaped. But I fucking love them. But I do fucking love them. Isn't that wild, Sam? Don't you find that wild? Star Mother. You are the Star Mother, Sam. Yeah, I love this. This is making me happy. It's kind of, I feel like it might make you cringe a little bit, but it's making me just so giddy. How can you mother yourself, it asks. It's a good question. How can I mother myself? I have been mothering myself. I've been putting on sunscreen. Yeah, good. I've been doing that. And I'm happy about it. Star Mother. How can you mother yourself? One more. And then we'll read what it means. You are more held than you could possibly imagine. Loved and cherished so dearly that if you knew, you would not spend a single second of your life in separation, worry, or fear. Let the mother, let the mother carry your burdens. Let her rock away your fears. Lay all of your worries, regrets, shame, and guilt on her altar. Please, please, sweet child, do not fear. You are love in motion. If you allow it, you are already healed. Let her remind you of your goodness. Let her love away your fears. Your capacity to love and hold others is limited only by your capacity to love and hold yourself. Be compassionate with your sweet body, mind, and soul. Treat yourself like the beautiful spirit that you truly are. Remind yourself that you are doing your best and try to not carry it all on your own. You have got this, and the mother has got you. Let her broad arms take away your burdens. Let her lift the weight of the world off your shoulders. Forgive yourself, dear sweet child of earth. Woo! I forgive myself. You know what I'm forgiving myself of? For not having a brain computer interface and 1,000 different inputs and outputs into all of my devices simultaneously. I'm not even joking. That is literally what I'm forgiving myself for. Because I find myself really frustrated with my capacity to do multiple things at the same time, right? Like my workflow right now that I've been working on has been how many tabs? One tab, language model. One tab, upscaler model. One tab, video model. One tab, graphic design. One tab as my folders. And then I have like 6 different folders. And then I go from one process to this folder, and then from that folder to this process, and then from that process to that folder. And as I'm going through these processes, there's a buffering period where things take time. And then while they take time, I'm starting with the other part of the process, getting this thing filled up again. And I am limited by the speed at which I can move this hand with a mouse. And I feel myself being like self-critical about that, and it feels good to be forgiven. The studio, okay, I think I missed some for a second. You are the star, mother. That honor belongs to Lucille Ball, the mother who saved Star Trek. There's our goodbye message. Thank you. I appreciate that, Kristen. Yes, sir. Star Trek was originally owned by Desulu Productions, Lucille's company. They fronted all the dough to film the first season, but mere weeks before its appearance on TV, the studio went bankrupt. Lucille put everything into Star Trek to make it happen, going over the heads of men who told her she was wrong. CBS reaped all the rewards of her faith, and now we have the Star Trek universe. Yeah, nice. Her baby, her child, birthed into this reality, having changed people because of how much they love it, how much they like it. How about that, Sam? It's an awesome way to finish the day off. I hope you all have the mostest awe-inspiring day, everyone. I wholeheartedly love you all so astonishingly, marvelously and tender-heartedly, effervescently and profoundly, sweet-spirited, magnanimous, ardently luminous and vibrant melt, and all of you, oh so benevolent and soul-nurturing, radiant-hearted, empathetic and munificent, heart-centered, life-affirming, splendidly genuine, golden-spirited, and selflessly caring friends who are shaped by what you love. I really do love that goodbye message. Thank you, Kristen. That one is very nice. I appreciate you, friends, for listening, for joining me again. And I'll see you soon. 24 hours from now, we would have been here again. I love you. Till tomorrow, friends. Goodbye.